will be making 3 holiday treats that are easy to make, simple ingredients, and don't take long. 2 of them are no-bake treats. They're all gluten-free and they all have chocolate, so they'll all be delicious. And my plan for these treats is to send them to my son who's away at school, so to send him a little bit of home to him. So we'll start with one. There's one that we have to bake, so we'll start with that one. It's a peanut butter chocolate treat, like Reese's a little bit. So here in the bowl I have half a cup of sugar. So you want to put half a cup of sugar, and into that crack 1 egg and mix that together. Take a spoon and mix it. And once that's combined, then add in 1 cup of a regular peanut butter that I have. So mix that in. And we'll be baking this at 350, so you can preheat your oven to 350. In an 8x8 baking dish. I don't have an 8x8 with me. I just have, it's a pie plate, so that's what we're going to use. Okay, so this is what your mixture looks like. Super simple, just the egg, sugar, and the peanut butter. It's all mixed up. We're going to put it in the pie plate, or if you have your 8x8 dish, and then we're going to sprinkle semi-sweet chocolate chips on the top. So again, super simple, easy, your kids can do it. And we'll just put it in the oven and it'll take about 20 minutes. You'll see the chocolate chips will get all melted on top and it'll get a little bit browned on the bottom. So I'll just pop this in the oven and then we'll get started on our next treat. Okay, the next one that I have is a healthy treat. It has no refined sugars in it. It uses dates for sweetener. It has dates, walnuts, and some dark chocolate on the top. So you'll want to start with 2 cups of chopped dates. I chopped through them to make sure there were no pits. I did find a couple because we're going to be putting it in the food processor and you don't want it to ruin the blade in your food processor. So we're going to put the 2 cups of dates in, and then you want 1.5 cups of walnuts, and plus a few extra for sprinkling on the top at the end. So I have my dates. I have 1.5 cups to go in there. You also want a tablespoon of coconut oil. Put that in. Tablespoon of coconut oil, and then a 1/4 cup of natural peanut butter. So this peanut butter has no added sugar. It is only peanuts. So that's the kind that you have to stir in the oil on the top because it naturally separates. So I'll just measure out a 1/4 cup. And we'll put that in to our food processor as well. You'll also need some vanilla. 2 teaspoons of vanilla. There we go. And a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, so we'll put the cover on, we'll blend this all together, and then we're gonna press it out into an 8 by 8 square. Yes, look at that. So that's the nice date walnut mixture. So we're gonna dump it out onto our pan here. And then we're going to press it into an 8 by 8 square and let it chill in the fridge, and then cut it in half so that we have 4 by 8, and it'll be 2 layers in our loaf pan here that I've prepared with a bit of wax paper. You can put parchment paper just to help take it out after. So you can get a ruler out if you want to measure to make it fairly even, and you want to press it together nicely so it's going to hold together. So I'm just pressing down. I don't think you guys can see that. Okay, so I got my ruler out. I measured it, so it's 8 by 8, and I pressed it in all nicely so it should hold together. So I'll put this in the fridge for about an hour. We'll let it chill and set, and then we're gonna cut it in half and layer it in our loaf pan with some dark chocolate. While that is chilling in the fridge, we have our first treat still baking in the oven. Now we're going to start the third one, which is really easy chocolate fudge. You need 2 ingredients. You need chocolate chips, which I already measured out. I have 2 cups in a pot here. So you have 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips that I used again. So to the chocolate chips, you're going to add 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, and just mix it together. And then over a double boiler, I'll melt the chocolate with the condensed milk until it's all nice and smooth and creamy. And yeah, then we pour it into a pan and let it set. So this one is super simple. We can add a little bit of vanilla if you want the extra flavor of vanilla. So I might do that. Don't add more than a teaspoon, because it could change the consistency of it. So I'll just get a spoon to scrape out every last bit. So we'll put this in here and give it a little stir so the chocolate chips all get coated with the sweetened condensed milk. And I'll put in my teaspoon of vanilla. There we go. And then I'll heat up my bigger pot with the water in it. Put this one on top. You don't want your small pot with the chocolate to touch the water in the big pot, or you're going to burn your chocolate. So let's go over to the stove. I'll show you that. So here's my double boiler set up. I've got the sweetened condensed milk and chocolate chips in my little pot over the bigger pot with water in it. And I've set it to medium-high heat. And every once in a while, I'll come and give it a little stir while it melts. I just took our chocolate peanut butter treat out of the oven. And it looks done. It's a little bit browned. The chocolate chips are all melted. If you wish, you can smooth out the chocolate chips to make it all nice and smooth on the top, or you can leave it like that and just let it cool and enjoy once it's cooled and cut it into squares. And now we're making the dark chocolate to go on top of the walnut date bars. So I have 70% chocolate here. The recipe calls for 4 ounces, so this is 100 grams, so good enough, close enough. So what I'll do is I'll chop this up, and again in a double boiler, we'll melt this dark chocolate with a tablespoon of coconut oil. So I'll just chop it up. Looks delicious. Our chocolate fudge is melting together nicely. It's getting nice and smooth. If you like, you can add chopped walnuts or any other type of nut. I don't think I'll be doing that because my kids don't particularly like nuts in their fudge, so it'll just be nice and smooth and creamy. And this is almost done, and then I'll put it in the prepared loaf pan that I have, and I have it lined with some wax paper so that it'll be easy to take out. Okay. So I took out the date walnut mixture from the fridge. It's finished chilling, and I'm just cutting it down the middle at the 4-inch mark. And then I'll get a big spatula. We're going to place it into our pan here that was prepared. And you can press it down more so nicely together. And then you'll take half of the dark chocolate that we melted with the tablespoon of coconut oil. And so I'll just drizzle it about half. And then smooth it out. And this tastes so good. It almost tastes like, you know, a healthy O. Henry bar, really. Because the dates make it like a nice caramelly, and there's the nuts. Okay, and then we'll put on our second layer of the dates and nuts. Put it right on the top. No cutting corners. Gotta put the corner back on. That in, and then the second half right over the top of it. Scrape it all out. Don't waste a bit of that good dark chocolate. Yummy. And then yeah, we'll smooth it on the top. And then on the top you can add some chopped walnuts just to decorate. And finish it off. And then we're going to put it back in the fridge so it cools off. And then we can slice it. Slice it into bars. Yeah, my kids like to put peanuts on the top sometimes instead of walnuts because they prefer peanuts. But they don't taste the walnuts when it's mixed with the dates, and it's nice and sweet. So there we are. So I'll put it in the oven, not in the oven. I'll put it in the fridge so it'll chill. And we'll check back when I've sliced it, and I'll show you the finished look. Here are the finished products, guys. Here are the nice, simple, easy holiday treats. This one here is for your chocolate peanut butter lover. Tastes like a Reese almost. Very delicious. We have the walnut date bars covered with dark chocolate. Very tasty as well. And the dates for sweetness is just wonderful without any refined sugars. And then the very simple chocolate fudge is very creamy, is very sweet. So that's definitely for someone with a sweet tooth. You may know these recipes already. They're simple, but I'm sure there's some that haven't done them. There's always new people learning to bake and to cook. So I hope that it can be of use to some of you. I'll put the recipes in the description box below. Thank you for watching. May God bless you with his love, joy, peace. Bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. I'm gonna get fat. Matthew approves of the fudge.
Thank you so much. It is so good.
Thank you, guys.